Hey everybody, I hope you had a great Easter. In today's video, Halo Infinite had a lot of concepts and could have turned out very differently to the game we got on launch. Different concepts, different game modes, different multiplayer, even different campaign ideas. So what I have done in today's video is I have compiled all the concept art, all the cut features, and all the things that were explored for what Halo Infinite could have been. So let's jump into it. Now it is no mystery that the Halo Infinite campaign has had a lot of content cut. As a community, we all wanted a scarab fight against a banished scarab. We wanted different biomes, we wanted weather effects, snow, desert, you name it, and lots of wildlife. The rhinos, the deer. In the trailers leading up to Halo Infinite, there was so much wildlife, and that's what I was most excited for. And unfortunately, in the final game, we really only got birds and gophers, very minimal wildlife, something that wasn't a necessity, and it got cut due to them having to rush to get the game out. In the concept art on screen, you can see so much wildlife was planned. You can also see in the trailer, so much wildlife was going to be explored. I showed this off last year, but they were actually prototyped in-game, and I really think all of these animals would have given the ring more life, especially if you could have interacted with them. The rhinos fighting the banished, even the marines, it would have added a lot of depth. Now next up we have the biomes, and there was so much planned, from deserts to jungles to swamps. Instead of all being green, there was so much more planned. There was even islands we couldn't even access that must have been planned for the second half of the game, but unfortunately were cut due to time constraints, and more about that in a little bit. But even the weather effects, the multiplayer map Behemoth, there's concept art of Chief visiting that exact same structure. Behemoth is a beautiful set piece, and from the looks of the concept art, you were supposed to travel from biome to biome, so it wasn't just all forest. I was thinking back to the end of the game, and the way it ended genuinely could have only been the midpoint of the game. Those last couple missions, you defeat Esherim, then you defeat the Harbinger, all gets wrapped up very quickly. And since you land in a desert biome, that could have been the next step for the game, and in that desert, you would have visited the Behemoth level, and this has been speculated about heaps. In an early trailer, what looks like offensive bias, the 3 red dots was shown in Chief's visor. We never saw it in game. He could have visited this Behemoth structure, gone down inside of it, and found offensive bias. There was so much cut from the campaign that unfortunately we probably will never see, and I was really hoping that in the future we'll find out what didn't get released. Now Halo Infinite's campaign wasn't actually the first campaign. It was concepted at 343 Industries. It was actually a story that was a continuation of Halo 5 Guardians. On screen is a beautiful piece of artwork that shows the Arbiter, and I've always missed the Arbiter. He is one of the most interesting characters in the universe, and the fact we didn't even get to see his reunion with the Master Chief and it got put into a book, I feel like that was a really missed opportunity. Another image definitely showed that the weapon would have been in the story regardless, but it was almost like she actually confronted Cortana, and that story would have been majorly different. It seems like every 343 game is almost a reboot. Story doesn't flow as well as the original trilogy. Even the Didact as an enemy in Halo 4, I thought it was a shame to kill him off in a comic book as well. Now moving on to the multiplayer. And oh boy, Overwatch hero shooter concept. I actually reached out to a few people and they were willing to give me some information regarding it. The hero shooter concept would have been similar to Overwatch. It had numerous iterations, and seeing if it was a viable way to move Halo forward. There's leftover assets on Halo Infinite of the payload that would have been scripted to move, and I have very mixed feelings on this. For one, I'm really glad they didn't go the class system. That is not Halo, that's Overwatch. I'm glad they didn't go that way. Second, having a payload moving game type just as a new game mode, that would be awesome. Make it 5v5 or 6v6, have it on an asymmetrical map, say launch site, and you have to protect the payload or stop the enemy team from moving forward. That would be a lot of fun. Now when I posed the question on Twitter and asked, is the reason launch site on Halo Infinite doesn't work with many game modes because it was designed for the hero shooter payload concept? Corbin, who does all the unseen Halo stuff, all the development stuff behind the scenes, it gets leaked or shown publicly, he uploads to his YouTube channel. He said, funny enough, it could have actually been designed for the Halo space shooter prototype. Launch site has working marines / AI since day one. It's the only map like this, and it was definitely used early for something involving them, either PvE or a single player experience. This means, and it's no real surprise, that a lot of the multiplayer maps, say even Behemoth, could have been repurposed from initial concepts, prototypes, or even cut campaign content. It's also funny that hero shooter concept actually has the 2 Spartans, Eklund and Din, that we met in Season 2 of Halo Infinite. There has also been leaks that a robot-like core may come in future to Halo Infinite. So guys, what I want to ask you is this. If there was one thing that is cut from Halo Infinite that you wish you could have back in, what would it be and why? I look forward to reading your comments. For me, it's split screen campaign, or the rest of the campaign that got cut. Probably the campaign cut content for me. But tell me what you think down in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.